bits, like the long persistent root hairs, you know, the moorish soils, you know, these grey sands and things like that, you know, and the top of the debris. There's a lot that could have been talked about in that book from that paper that they never mention. Makes you wonder if they did that on purpose. So if you've never read that paper, you'll get a kick out of it. You always get a kick out on the first read. There's quite a lot in there for you, but as I said, you need to read it at different speeds. I've read it backwards, upside down, and you'll pick out spelling mistakes, pH, things that the digits have been turned around the wrong way at certain parts in the paper. When they're talking about centimetres and inches, sometimes you can work out, because they're American, they actually mean inches, and they can't quite, they're not used to centimetres, they're not used to the, their mind is in the imperial system, they're not used to the metric system, and therefore they get confused sometimes. If you read it at different speeds and all that, you can actually, there are certain places where you can definitively work that out, but you've got to read it carefully and think, and then you can say, oh, yeah, they've got that wrong, they mean this and they mean that, and you can actually work it out. It's like with that, the Dennis Daly thing. He said you can work that out, that I was meaning one thing and not the other, and I thought, how are they going to do that? And I went back, and he was right. The member of the Trinomial, the The-Afra-COMPLEX, flicks, whereas the glid snaps. So that's how you can tell whether I'm actually talking about the one from the Trinomial is the flicking one, and the glid is the one that snaps. He was right. Dennis Day was right. You can tell in that article, and the same thing with the Dianean paper. If you read it closely, you can actually slow yourself down, read it carefully over a number of times in different ways. You can actually get to work out that sort of situation where a flick is not the same as a snap. And you know that I'm talking about the thing that was cut out. As I said, I've still got those on TazWord software. So I've got those bits that were cut out in TazWord software. So I could put those onto the internet as the TazWord software, and someone, you know, some nerdy genius on the other side of the internet will be able to download that and reproduce those paragraphs that were taken out. So there you go. And you will know that I'm talking about this white flowered Trinomia that had these tentacles that bend in a different location, sort of thing. It's very interesting. So you can tell that, you'll know when you see these Trinomia type of plants that move with a flick. And they're very frightening because the glid's too fast, the others are too slow. These Trinomia members, that's probably members of the The-Afra-COMPLEX, are the Goldilocks speed. So in other words, they move just the right speed to be awesomely, especially if you're looking in a pot with your eyes like that and you see them move, you're going to move back from the pot. They are actually frightening. They move at just the right speed. So they're basically 10 times faster than a Bermanii, and they're 10 times slower than a glid. So they're just at that Goldilocks speed to be awesomely frightening. So, and they, as I said, they bend at a different location to what you're used to. So that's another test to know that. Yeah. Anyway, look out for those. So yeah. Anyway, and you might be able to hybridize those back to some of the other sundews. So you might be able to make Bermanii faster, and you may be able to make the glid slower. So it's even faster than the Trinomia one, but not as fast as it used to be, sort of thing. You get a hybrid sort of thing. Anyway, that's about it for this one. Over and out. See ya.